Okay, so up here, we talked about how to write the domain and range and decide if something is a function from a table and from a list of points, which is really also a table. And these two are very similar. Now we just have the points graphed. So the domain is going to be all of the x's from least to greatest. So there's a point here, there's a point here, there's a point here, here, and here. I'm going to list the x's from least to greatest. So -2, 3, 4, 6, and 7. I got that right. -2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, and then the range is going to be the y's. There's a y there. There's one there. And notice there's 2 points at that spot. We're just going to name it once. And then one here, and then one here. So -5, -3, 0, and 1. And then we're going to do the vertical line test. Did any of my vertical lines hit 2 points? Nope. So yes, it's a function, passes vertical line test. Do I need to do the vertical line test there? Not really. I could also look at the domain and see that there are no repeating x's. Okay, so now we're going to do the mapping. The domain is -2, -1, 1, and 2. And look how lucky we are. It tells us that that's the domain. The range is -2, 0, 2, 3, and 6. Okay, so that's the easiest domain and range ever. However, is it a function? No. And the reason is because -1 has 2 outputs. So not a function. -1 has 2 different outputs. Okay, now can you find the weekend homework, please, which is the solving equations review worksheet. Everybody find that, whether or not it's done. If you guys could find it, please, the solving equations review worksheet. I'm going to put the answers up, but I want to be clear. If you just have the answers written down, I am not going to stamp it. I already stamped it if it's done. So those of you that have not finished it, feel free to write the answers off to the side, but you do need to show your work for a stamp. Okay, here are the answers for the first 4. 13.5, 12, 3.5, and 2. Does anyone need any help with any of these 4? Yes. So this is old. It's probably 7th grade. What you're supposed to do is called cross multiply. So you multiply these 2 together. So 2 times x equals, and then you multiply those 2 together. 9 times 3 is 27. Divide by 2 on both sides. X equals 13.5. So this is called cross multiplication. It's old. It's probably a couple years old. Okay, do you think you can do the other three from there? Do you want to do another one together, Landon? Okay, okay. All right. Now let's move on. Here are these four, number 5, 6, 7, and 8. The answer is 0, 4, 4, and 5. Anyone have any questions about 5 through 8? 0, 4, 4, and 5. By the way, these little bracket things are dumb. Don't ever put those. Just put like R equals 0, X equals 4, P equals 5. I don't know why CUDA does that. It drives me crazy. Okay, here's the next four. These are very important to have the correct kind of weird answer. So number 9 is 6. Number 10 is no solution without brackets for some reason. Number 11 is all real numbers or infinite solutions. I always write infinite solutions here, not all real numbers. And then number 12 is -8. Which one? 12? Sure. Absolutely. Thank you for asking. Okay. I'm going to rewrite it over here. -5, 4K plus 6 equals 130. Okay. Now, I'm sure you know about the distributive property. And what that means is I need to multiply both of these things by -5. And usually what happens with students is that this one gets multiplied by -5, but this one doesn't. It gets just either left as 6 or just +5. So -5 times 4K is -20K. And -5 times 6 is -30. So we put -30. Did you already find your mistake? Okay. And then plus 30. Okay. Was it the distributing negative thing? Okay. No worries. That's why I'm here. Anything else from 9 to 12? Of course. That is why I drive all the way here from Napa every day. Help the children with the maths. You guys sure? 9 to 12? Okay, moving on. Number 13 is -4. Start with that. Number 13 is -4. Number 14 through 17. Number 14 is x equals 13. The answer is 13 for the math problem, but the angle pair relationship is alternate interior. Yes. Yeah, see, it's, what does this say right here, honey? What does that say? Yeah. How I got that, how I got 13? Sure. Okay, so what I did was I went to my notebook and I found my notes on angle pair relationships, which are located here. This guy that says alternate interior because it's that guy and that guy. And alternate interior angles are equal to each other. So it's a rotation, if you can tell, like 180-degree rotation. So those are equal. Actually, I think I wrote it different. That's last year's notebook. 1 second. Gosh, haha. Okay, sorry. I found this and it says alternate interior is equal. So I said, okay, that means that these two things are equal. So I said 4x plus 3 equals 55. And then I solve for x. Okay, so what's equal? This one's equal. This one's called alternate exterior, which is also equal. Because this, can you tell that that's like a big obtuse angle and that's like a big obtuse angle? So those are also equal. Let's set it up. This one would be 5x plus 1 equals 126. Right, and then going down to the same side interior is this one. And same side interior is not equal. Does anybody know what same side interior does? Yeah, adds to 180. So you would say x plus 3 plus 133 equals 180. Number 17, those are correspondings. Those are also equal, so I would equal those. Which would be 6x plus 1 equals 49. Okay, now these two are in a right angle, so that means that's complementary. Complementary ones add to 90 degrees because of the 90-degree angle. So 5x plus 3 plus 4x plus 6 equals 90. These two are half a circle, basically. So they're on the same side of this. Supplementary adds to 180. So 2x plus 84 equals 180. By the way, when I was stamping, this was the one that I saw was wrong the most. Number 19. When I looked at your papers, when I was stamping, I looked at number 19. A lot of people had that one wrong. Yes, honey. Number 19, I said adjacent to the... Adjacent is also acceptable here, except for that it should be supplementary adjacent. They are adjacent, you're correct. These two are adjacent also. But how do you solve for x when they're adjacent? You need to know what they add up to, which is the supplementary piece. And then this one is vertical, and vertical ones are equal also. So 1 plus 6x equals 73. There is one of these on your chapter 2 test. One of these where you have to figure out the angle relationship and solve for x. So if you need to look at these again, definitely do that. You can also, this would be a really good thing to put on a note card for this test, because remember, you guys were struggling with what to put on the note card. And putting a picture of these and how to set it up would be a really good idea. But that's not for a while. It's like 2 weeks from now, but I'm just saying, I'll try to remind you that this is the spot maybe where you'd want to get that stuff for your note card. Okay. All right, so now find the next page in your packet, please, which is today's work. So today we're working on the mid-chapter 2 review worksheet. This is your classwork and your homework. So as soon as I'm done talking, we're going to go into independent work time, which means that you can just work on your own and you can listen to music if you like to. And just make sure, this is very important. If you get stuck, definitely come ask me for help. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 of these. I'm going to do number 1, number 5. I bet you can guess. Number 11 and number 19. I'm going to get one of each done with you so that you know what you're doing when you move on to the independent ones. Okay, number 1, find the slope of each line. So I'm going to make a slope triangle between the 2 points I have, which is right there. I'm going to shade it in, maybe. The height of my slope triangle is 2, and the base is 5. Did you? -5, -2? Nope. Nope. So you want to look at that and say, if I cover up this left side, is it going up or down? So slope is 2 or 5, and that's not reducible. So you just leave it. Okay, any questions about how to do number 1, 2, 3, or 4? Okay, move down to number 5, please. This group of problems, you're going to use the slope formula, which is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. X1. Oh, geez. That's not doesn't look pretty. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. M equals Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. These 6 problems, the most important thing is to put the Y's on top and be careful with your negatives, super careful. Okay, so what is 20 minus 14? 6, beautiful. What is negative 13 minus 11? Negative 24. Wonderful job. Okay, now I'm going to reduce what? By 6, yep. Does that make sense? Guys? Okay. And notice the negative's down here, but I moved it out to the front. What do you do if there's 2 negatives? Cancel them, and then the fraction would be positive. Okay, any questions about how to do problems 5 through 10? Okay, now find number 11. Sketch the graph of each line. Okay, so you want to start with B. B is 3 on this problem. So you're going to go up 3 to the y-intercept. And the slope, oh, look at that. It's 2 over 5. So we're going to go up 2 over 5. So we're going to go up 2 for every 5 we go over. And then I like to also backtrack, because sometimes we run out of graph paper and the only way to find the next dot is to backtrack. Any questions about number 11 or how to do problems 11 through whatever it is, 11 through 18? Good. Just be careful of the negatives. So remember, negatives means you go down and over instead of up and over. Okay, last problem is number 19. Find the X and Y intercepts and use them to sketch the graph of each line. So we did this last week. I called this the cover up method. X minus 2y equals 6. And what you want to do, you want to break this into two pieces. You want to do y equals 0 and x equals 0. So you're going to do two little baby problems. One of them, you're going to put y is 0, and one of them, you're going to put x is 0. So on this first one, it's going to be x minus 2 times 0 equals 6. And this one's going to be 0 minus 2y equals 6. And the negative 2 times 0 is just 0. So this is x equals 6. And this is negative 2y equals 6 and divide. Y equals negative 3. So this is the point 6, 0. And this is the point 0, negative 3. Six zeros right here. 0, negative 3 is right there. And voila. Yep.